we're here with D&D. If you didn't know, before this, we were also talking about how bills are hard to pay and how I
Mouths
am a
are hard to
monster.
feed.
Yeah, and AI is really good at making cafe lemon shirts.
Okay. Do I do the full lemon or just a slice of lemon?
I think both would be regularly accurate. If it could make either, I'd be shocked because it's yet to
No,
perform even spelling the word lemon.
No, I've
Um,
changed. I'm no longer doing that. I am making
Oh.
it with a fucking generator. Like,
Perhaps.
and make it yourself. I am putting effort into making your lemon.
I think that'd be really funny if we did go with the AI generated shirt. That'd be just as nonsensical as when the whole thing started.
We could get started.
We could. So let's.
Potentially.
Ooh.
We may have to
Potentially. Ooh.
inform the team, the viewers, that we are down one player.
Oh, Lyric.
Yep. Lyric has.
Oh my god, that was
Weeklies.
so wild. If you watched our stream yesterday, towards
Was
the
it on
end.
stream?
Yeah, actually.
Holy cow. Flip that.
Towards the end of the stream yesterday, Teal came in. Teal, for everyone who is newer to the channel, is Zero's partner, and she came in at one point, and you could kind of hear it in the background, but she did mention something about gun. She thought there were gunshots going on outside. Spoiler alert, they weren't. Anyone who lives near the Detroit, Michigan area knows that there was a factory that exploded.
I did not know that. I'm in the Detroit area. Fuck.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say.
so there was. You are not
No,
that
I
one
was
guy.
gonna
Shut
say
up.
that not anyone who is in Detroit knows it.
What? Oh, actually, that's fair. They live a little, I think, northwest of Detroit, if I remember right.
Either way, in the area.
Either way,
exploded.
a little bit outside the area. It's still pretty close. There was a knife factory that caught on fire. They also, what did Zero say?
Use butane.
Butane caps, I believe. They also make butane caps, and they exploded. And there were many explosions. They sent me a video that's really interesting. In the highlights, maybe I'll put it in the edit or something. You could see right by their house. You could see the skylight up from the explosions. But thankfully, all of the workers made it out safely. We are very, very glad for that. Zero and Teal are also okay, as are their friends and family that live out that way. Everyone is safe. Workers are safe. That's that. So anyone who heard the stream last night, that's just kind of the update.
Good heavens.
And why Zero isn't here, because that happened for most of the night, so he kind of tired.
That's fair.
That's Twitter talk.
Listen to one guy.
Which guy?
We can't all stay up until 3 a.m. like somebody.
Well, apparently Zero
Body
can.
True. He is known insomniac. So.
True though.
Yeah. But anyhow, that's fun. I didn't know it happened on stream. I thought it was after stream because I was busy cleaning my house for
No, it happened like maybe the
extravaganza.
last half hour of the stream, and so the very last half hour of the stream, I did it by myself. And spoiler alert, we didn't beat Homebody.
Of course not.
No, the ending is a lot harder. That whole game is hard as shit.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
right.
but it's not Homebody time. It's D&D time.
It's not. So, do recap. Yes.
Fuck, is that a helicopter outside my apartment?
Not you too.
Not
another factory exploded.
Well, this could be different.
I live by the government.
Oh
I live by the government, so there's always
sorry.
something going on around here.
Wee woo, wee woo.
I mean,
Maybe that's a sign
helicopters
for them to
can
do a
be
better job.
Helicopters
Yeah.
can be medical transport vehicles
Mm-hmm.
too.
It's true.
That's
I
what
also
most
live
of ours
by a
are.
hospital.
Yeah.
That's what most of ours are. I don't know. Like, it's so bizarre. The amount of times that they helicopter people when, like,
Yeah.
it's not quicker, it doesn't seem. Like, it seems
Right.
more of a hassle to get the helicopter down where the incident is happening just to lift them. Like,
Yeah, I mean, I could
it's down the
understand if
road.
like you can't drive through your city. That would be
Right.
like a way to
Fair.
do it, but I don't think that's true for our city. So
No, it's not. Which is why I'm like, it's so bizarre how many times it does happen. And I'm like, I never saw this up north.
Mhm.
But maybe, pardon me,
Anyway.
maybe Toledo was just
Well, no,
poor.
because one time I was biking home from like my internship when I was in Toledo, and
Yeah.
right past the helicopter landing. That was neat.
No? Interesting. So they do have one at least.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
last time I remember we were
Yeah.
doing some odd jobs. Well, I guess first we got breakfast in the cafeteria. We met with
They weren't odd jobs. They were prison jobs.
yeah, which were odd. Anyways, laundry was one of them, I recall. And during laundry, we caught a segment on the news, which described how they were studying this new egg gene, or sorry, 3GG gene. And so there was a lot of heavy implication that that would be made one of our problems sometime soon. So they were going to experiment on us again without our consent. How incredibly unethical. Anyways, but this other guy in prison who apparently just likes to beat up everybody. What was his name? It was a very popular name.
Tasha.
Tasha, that's right, from the Laughing Cauldron. Yeah, he's like trying to fight back or something. I don't know. He's got some sort of idea about what's going on. He's like, oh, I'm gonna fuck them up before they start fucking me up. And then, so he's got this idea, and he refuses to share any of the details with us. But then Sanchi, who has the best ideas, walks up and is like, yo, hey, beat me up, because of course the nurse is gonna know something about this, and then I'm gonna go visit her, and she's gonna tell me everything she knows, or I'm gonna beat her up. So they beat me up, and I go to the nurse, but then the nurse also beats me up. So that didn't work too great, but here we are in jail again. Just
Yep.
another day.
Everyone else, do you want to fill in on your little recaps, or are we good with that one?
Guards are
Shithead is
weird.
no help at all.
What? Shithead is so
Not yet.
helpful.
Not
No,
yet.
he's not. He was playing with freaking Play-Doh, and he didn't want any. He's no help.
Mm-hmm.
Shithead's just a whole mess.
As far as we know.
Too true.
He could be
Yeah,
called
yeah.
a whole shithead.
Look, I tried. Stakeen tried, and he walked away smelling bad.
Did I?
Poor Stakeen. But yeah, apparently Wade also tried to get with Stakeen at one point, and Stakeen was just not about it.
No.
Actually, twice.
Very true. Very true. Very, very true. Oh, Wade. Precious, precious, precious bean. But yeah, other than that, I think that about covers it. Silith, is there anything you would like to add?
Apparently Spears was counting guards and things are weird. But one
Mm.
of them apparently got married and gets to be a house husband, I believe.
Mhm.
So that's supposedly the explanation. But when our Al Gal, I was going to say boy, but no, that's incorrect. Our Al Gal got into a fight. Most of the guards were writing things instead of actually breaking up the fight, which is abnormal.
That's right. That's a good point.
So,
Hmm.
yeah.
Alrighty, and where we ended off, you guys had
Oh,
gone to
yeah.
Sleepy Slew, and y'all were honk shoeing. And at that point, at the very end, you heard the same familiar woman's voice that all of you seem to have forgotten at the very
Oh, yes.
beginning.
No, I have
Uh,
that noted here.
yep.
Don't worry.
Yep. And so she sat there and spoke to you all once more as you all were honk shoeing to sleep. And she had stated, my, are you ready? And that is where we ended it last session. So that's right where we're going to pick it up. Y'all are still honk shoeing, but lucky for you, as soon as you hear that voice, all of your guys' eyes shoot open once again. Another day in the cell with your roommates, how odd or normal they seem to be. The buzzing of the lights that you can hear the electricity. Some people can't, but all should be able to. You all have good hearing. The lights start to buzz and warm up as the day starts again. But as you wake up, you hear a lot more footsteps about than what you normally do. And you could tell they're more sturdy, rushed. You could tell just from the noise alone. Something's different about today. Sanchi, you definitely know something's up. 'Cause seeing that the nurse pretty much told you yesterday, you'll find out more tomorrow. So you're already aware something's up,
Right.
especially in the morning.
By the way, did that count as a long rest so that I could regain all the hit
Yes.
points? Great.
Yes, you bet it did. No worries.
Getting beat up in prison doesn't hurt like it used to, I guess.
Nope. You guys have some good bedding. You're supposed to be here for a while, so
Yes,
you know.
that plastic
Yep.
plate mortuary table
Yeah.
bed.
Yep, that metal plate bed. Yummy.
Extra
But
supportive. My favorite.
yes. It's made out of the back cracking chair material from middle school. But and you notice that just something is off. All of you get the vibe. You notice as you all just kind of turn your head or even roll over, however you sleep. You look at the door. Some of your cellmates are already awake. Wade is one of them, which is a
Mhm.
odd occurrence. Wade is never awake at roll call. And Shithead is of course rustling around in his paper mache spit bed that he has made, so you hear the usual rustling. He seems pretty normal. Kipper is also already awake, but he's like pacing the room. He seems real on edge, but he's like trying to be cool, as you can tell, but he's just like pacing. He has a nervous vibe, but he's trying to look cool. He's at least attempting. And you notice the doors aren't opening up immediately as they usually do. Everything's staying pretty still. We'll start with Stakin. Are you going to talk to your roommate? Yes or
Of
no?
course.
All
Am
right.
I on the top or bottom? I'm assuming I'm on the bottom bunk.
I think you took bottom bunk.
Yeah, Wade seems like a top bunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Wade
think you had a
seems
choice
like
in
a
that.
top.
Yeah. Depends the day. Very
Oh,
verse.
well.
But no. He's already awake.
So I swing my legs over the onto the floor. And I just
Mhm.
kind of stretch a little bit and I look up at Wade and I go, "Did you hear anything in the middle of the night?"
He like kind of looks over and looks at the door, looks back at you, and he goes, "Yeah, there was a lot last night that you missed."
What happened? I mean, you could probably guess, but I'm kind of a heavy sleeper.
And he just like kind of looks back out the door, like kind of through the door, looking around. And he goes,
Stocking kind of follows his gaze.
and he's just like trying to point out, and he kind of does his like own count. You can see him like counting on his hand. He's like, "We have at least double the guards than normal, and they were moving out a bunch of stuff last night."
Do you know what kind of things?
anything that isn't stationary, it looks like.
What? What does that mean? Like,
All the
medical
books,
equipment,
all the books, anything
books.
that could be just taken out of the ground. Anything, if it's not fixated to the floor or wall, it's gone. Out
So
there,
this
at least in
place
the rec
wasn't
hall.
dreary already.
Yeah. Even the TV's gone.
Huh. Do you know why? Did any of the guards say anything?
Nope, I was in here all night for once.
For once.
He just winks.
He gets around.
Yeah. Yep. So you guys kind of continue that talk. Samchi, do you talk or attempt to speak?
No,
to
not
Shanok?
not to him. But I do want to take a look around and see what all this commotion's
Absolutely.
about.
Oh yeah, definitely. You can look around. What's your passive perception?
14.
All right, we'll just go with that. Or if you want to roll to see if you get more, you can. But I'll allow you to use your passive instead. Cool, we'll just do the 20 then. So
Great.
you look around and you notice everything that was just kind of described by Wade. You even hear Wade possibly even talking about it, but not too coherently. You just hear him say, "Yeah, no, everything that's not stationary is gone." And you look outside of your little window in your door and you notice that's exactly what's happening. You see all the guards kind of lining up, and you look down further towards the entrance of the cell block, and you can see from afar, I'll say with your birdie eyes, you guys see the boss, the boss of all the guards. You see your whole boss of this cell and maybe even this prison there. You know she's a higher up. You don't know her name. You know nothing about her. They just call her the boss. And she is there.
Shouldn't they call her the warden?
Call her that too. Warden's too professional, so we said
Oh,
the boss.
okay.
But again, you can call her the warden. That works too. Either way, you know she's top dog. And you could see her kind of like maybe you saw like a glimpse of her is what you see. And then you just hear Shithead kind of like rustling around in his nest as you notice all of his book pages, and you notice his hand kind of creep out with a weird little spit. It looks almost like a voodoo doll, but it's made of just wadded paper. And he's just like dancing it along outside. He's like, "Oh, hee. And he's just like doing his own thing.
A little shiver
But-
down my spine. Like,
and then
why
his
can't you
little
just be
person
normal?
normal. And then it just like takes his weird little doll back in, and you just like see this dark hole behind the like ladder, just this weird nest, and you just see it kind of go dark. That's it. You just want to block it out of your memory that it exists. But you do notice there's no poop or anything on the walls today.
Oh wow, a nice change of pace.
Yep, it doesn't smell as terrible.
Are the
Still bad.
are there like the other not named prisoners who might look a little bit more like Naruto or
Yeah,
etc. Are they still around?
they are. Everyone's still in the cell block.
Okay.
There's just more guards. Silent.
Guten Morgen, wie geht's?
And you notice he like doesn't register that you're awake for a moment. And then he's like, "Morning."
Everything okay?
And he's like, "Should probably take a look outside if you want to know. Something's up."
I mean, I heard weird voice when I went to bed, so I'm sure it's not much of a surprise. And I'll get up and I'll go over and I'll look. And I'm assuming I see what you mean.
Yep. What's your passive?
15.
Yeah. So you pretty much see everything normal. You do not see the warden in the
Mm,
entryway, though it would be a little bit harder of an angle for you. But yeah, no, you see pretty much everything's gone, and
they're trying to bore us to death now.
I don't think it's that with the amount of guards that's there.
So they're trying to intimidate us to death.
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
It has me on edge, though. I don't like it.
Okay, different shits. If shit
They also took
happens,
out your friend, I
my friend.
noticed. Yeah,
What?
you're the
Who?
one that looks like you. The one that's not your brother.
Oh, Lyric. Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Your
They
brother.
Oh, that's president. Great. Oh boy. Now I have to figure out what happened to him. Probably ran his mouth or some shit, I guess, or hit on the wrong person.
No idea, but they took him out real early this morning.
Well, he's
That
dead.
does not sound good. All right. Well, shall we see what the day has for us? I don't think there's going to be chores if we can't fucking do dishes.
We'll see. And he just continues to pace. And at this point, you notice instead of the doors on their automatic release and just you guys already have guards at the doors and they're opening them up and they're all shouting like stay in line, and they like come into the cells and even cuff all of you and then take you out of your cells one by one and line you all up outside your cells, both of you there. You notice this is when the rest of you who didn't get this information notice Lyric is missing, and it's just Spears walking out of the room, and his hands look a little dirty, we'll say. There's brownish red stuff all over him, but
Oh. Can I do a mind link with Spears?
sure.
So this should be interesting with him being quiet. Spears, what happened to Lyric? This is obviously in his mind, not out loud, and I will give him permission to respond.
All right. Yep. And so like he looks, you could tell on his face he is just very focused immediately, as always. At least Sanchi had noticed it
And
prior, I
I'll
believe.
I'll I'll clarify. I am speaking directly to your mind. No one can hear you.
He still is just stone stallion and looking, as you notice, before he even responds yet. You can tell his eyes are lasered, as always, on Tasha. It is right there, and he just quietly responds back. He goes, the guards didn't like him last night, it seemed.
Was he acting up?
No. He was sleeping. They took him out of his bed. He fought, and then they took him out.
If things get weird, we will help protect you. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Gotta stick together. And I'll end the mind link with that.
And he's just sitting there. And then, as all of you see walk out, the boss, as she has been known, and she yawns and walks on out, and she goes, "Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of Cell Block Blee. As you know, there's been some rumors about in these cell blocks recently. Turns out cell blocks C and D have some very gabby mouths. But the rumors are true that you heard. We're going to be starting what is going to be called the selection. While in this block, there are many of you. I know. I see you all standing here now. Don't try to revolt against me when I say this. Only 8 of you will be getting out of here alive. Possibly. Depends how lucky you are. Regardless, only 8 of you are getting through this selection. Those 8 who survive, all of your crimes will be pardoned by the Land of Egg, regardless of the crime you committed. The rest of you, if you're not dead, you will remain here to live out your sentence. As you know, you have no choice in this matter. You don't get to be exempt for X, Y, and Z reasons. This is a no excuse, and you gave up those rights when you committed the crime that you did to end up here, as you all know. Breakfast will be served, as usual, Then all of you will be escorted to the courtyard for further instructions and information. Do I make myself clear? And you hear a few people mumble, and all the guards chant, "Yes, ma'am," as she just walks away. At this point, the guards then all turn, each of you having a guard, taking off your handcuffs one by one, and they all leave. And then the final guard, after they all walk out in a nice orderly fashion, says, "You have 5 minutes to get ready." And then he closes the door, and everyone stands there. Immediately, Wade goes jumping down, doesn't even bother using the staircase, jumps right on down, grabs something out of the room, and then jumps on down and immediately runs to Tasha. Looks like things are serious. Kipper just kind of stands there and looks at you, and he goes, "Alrighty then."
We are better in group. You are more than welcome to join us if you do not have your own.
Might take you up on that. And he
Sure.
just goes back into the room.
Wait, what did Wade jump down for? Can I see that?
Yeah, it's not like it's hidden or anything. He jumps right down to Tasha's group, and all of his little minions
I
pretty
see.
much all join him in his cell.
Well,
And Spears looks over at you, Sanchi, and he looks back over at Stakeen, and he just goes and grabs his things, aka brushes his teeth, maybe tries to wash his hands again, and then he just kind of sits in his cell. Shithead naturally just kind of like stands there like a monkey on the rails as he's just, you don't think he understood what was said.
Can I try and make a mind link again with Spears and just double check on him as well?
Yeah, Sanchi, were you wanting to say something?
yeah, are these, would you say these are actually here? These little...
Yeah.
Yeah, they're there.
They are. Yep.
Who's the strongest one in our party?
I have Dex, not Strength.
Same.
Mm,
I have 15 Dex and 11 Strength, so...
Oh, actually, it might be me. Never mind.
yeah, I was gonna say I've got 15 decks.
Okay. I'm not looking for Dex.
And oops, yeah,
Yeah.
12 strength.
I can use my...
Can I try and break it off?
I can punch with Dex, though.
Can I
Yeah.
try and break one of these off?
Yeah, you can certainly try. Go for it. Roll that strength check.
I did
Nope.
my best.
Yep. You yank, and it is in there nice and firm. And
Damn it.
as you make the mind link... Oh, I'm sorry. Was there
Hmm.
something else?
No.
All right. As you make the mind link, what do you say?
Spears, this does not look good. If you would like to join our group, we will take you. We will try and protect you as much as possible. We are better in group.
And he just kind of only says back, he's like, "I'm not scared. I'm excited. This is a perfect chance to finally strike. Waiting like a panther to pounce is a game of patience, and someone is bound to lose." And then you hear some like rustling in his room, but after that he comes out, he stretches. He of course looks right back down at Tasha's cell.
If it gets bad, you know where to find us.
What's he in
As-
for?
I don't think he ever announced that.
Okay.
Nope. Not that you know of. I mean, you can always ask, but...
Yeah, he'll tell me if he feels like it.
Can
And after
I,
that...
before we are let out, can I try one thing? What type of fastening is on those? Is it like a Phillips or a flathead sort of thing, like the bolts for the candy cap bars, support bars?
It's bolted in. So, like,
Okay.
wrench. Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna see if I could potentially use like a button to try and unscrew them or
Yep.
something, but probably not.
Nope, they're in there firm.
Like a half
Yeah,
inch
little
thick
wrench.
bolt.
Yeah. Yeah, like they hefty.
Okay.
Again, they're meant to help people stand and stuff. So
Yeah.
and get up and down from their ladder, I imagine.
And probably not be ripped out of the wall.
No, probably not. But
Probably.
what would you all like to do? Sakin, is there anything you'd like to do before you go and get some breakfast?
Nope. Stakeen just kind of goes over to his bottom bunk, sits, and kind of folds his hands, and he's kind of looking down at the ground, massaging his temples.
Mm-hmm. Would you guys like to talk to each other?
I was
guess
going,
should
yeah, yeah, I was going to try and reach or not. I'm like, do I need to do mind? Yes, I'll do mind link just in case. Sanchi, is this something you know about from Thieves Guild?
Mm,
Or is
well,
this news to you?
Ethics have always been kind of questionable in the Land of Egg, so it's not the most surprising. I would be surprised if the king knew anything about this going on, but no.
I
this
didn't
is-
know if this was your orchestrated plan to try and
No.
get out.
I was here for a job to, well, I shouldn't say too much, but,
I mean, we are speaking in my mind, our minds. No one can hear.
right. Either
I'm not a
way,
traitor.
it's certainly not something I'm familiar with. I don't think the
Okay.
Thieves Guild is involved, but I wouldn't be too surprised.
I didn't know if they needed you or anyone else out for anything, and this was,
Mm.
I don't know, a test?
It certainly ruffles my feathers. Not something that I had planned for.
I was gonna say, do we even think this is a good thing to be selected? They said our crimes would be forgiven, but that doesn't mean we won't be test
Certainly it would
subjects.
be better than the alternative, I think.
Staying here semi-comfy for a year or two?
There was a strong implication that you'd be staying here dead.
No,
The
they
alternative
said
is death.
8 will be chosen. That didn't mean, and if you survived but were
DM,
not
play the-
dead, then you could stay.
DM replay the clip. Reroll the audio. If we're
Oh,
lucky, maybe
God.
Shithead will stay behind, and we'll get out.
Oh
Did
God.
not directly say, because it said if you stay behind, you get to serve the rest of your sentence. So,
If you survive.
yeah, so we go hide, lay low, and live out cushy.
Huh. I'm not
Not every fight is one you have to win.
sure.
I
like
learned that
those
a long
odds.
time ago.
It is-
Not fighting to not die?
No, it seems that the chances of death are a lot higher if you don't fight.
Well, Kipper and, well, I don't know if Spears will be with us, but Spears seems to have his own vendetta, but he may be willing to side with us. Better in group.
Mm-hmm. I can get behind that. Spears seems like he's got some idea of what's going on. Again,
yeah.
better than Shithead.
I mean, Shithead would be good meat shield.
Mm,
But at the same time, people don't fuck with Crazy. I don't think he would be selected anyways, even from survivors. I feel like people don't want to touch him just so they don't get whatever cooties he
I'm
has.
not entirely sure that. I feel like
Either
it'll be
easy
a game of
target.
self-determination, you know.
True.
You decide if you're selected.
True. Do you think he is of any danger? To us. Or others, I should say.
Others, for sure. Are you asking if there's danger from Tasha and Wade and
No, I'm asking if Shithead would be dangerous to us, or do you think we can ignore him?
I think anyone who's insane like he is always has a chance to be dangerous.
True. Should we extend an invite, or...
I'd rather avoid that.
That's what I'm thinking. So we get out, we get away from him.
Yes.
Got it. Any idea what would piss him off?
Maybe being left behind.
I think he's in his own world. I don't think being left behind will upset him.
Being honest, I would be surprised if he was even capable of being left behind. I could see a situation where we leave him behind and he still finds his way into wherever we go.
That's why I'm saying, do we just invite him and use him as meat shield if need be?
I'll take my chances and hope that we lose him.
Okay, I am fine with that. Any other strategy thing we need to potentially say without saying it?
Do you think we could trust Tasha's group if it came down to it?
Absolutely not. That
Yeah.
motherfucker wants to hurt for the sake of hurting. I bet he's jumping with joy at the idea of being able to murder for fun.
Perhaps if we could isolate him from those around him.
I mean, I can isolate him in his mind, but I would need to know what to say.
That's not what I mean. If we could draw the people who support him away and have them join our cause, perhaps bind them to us somehow, that could be advantageous.
I'm just saying, have you seen Tasha? Have you seen us? He looks
Yes.
way more physically imposing. People aren't going to fuck with him, and those who are with him are going to stay with him,
You know,
especially because him
once-
big nerd targets.
I remember when I was younger, the thieves not. I had some free time one day. I was getting married. It was a whole big thing. My husband and I went to see a play in the park. They were doing a story called The Hungry Games, and
Never heard of
they
it.
were always split into a powerful group and a kind group. You just had to have something that drew people to you, you know?
He has power.
Yes, so we have
I
to
don't
take
know
it
what we have.
away from him. We just have
Okay.
to find some. We'll have to keep an eye out for something that can be an advantage to us. That's all I'm saying. Just keep an eye out.
I mean, I feel like if we need an advantage, that might be Shithead. I don't know what type of weird shit he's held on to turn into poison. Might be useful.
I hate it.
Do you want me to try and talk to
I
him?
hate when
If
you
you do not
use
want
a good
to.
point against me. Fine.
I can try to talk to him. Maybe in his mind he is not as gross.
I have my doubts.
I just saying, he has weird shit. He might be able to have weird shit that helps us. Who knows what type of, I don't know, he probably has a shank to carve his poo mountain or whatever.
I think his shank is made of poop. Hardened
There-
in the sun.
If it stabs, it stabs.
Hear me
That's
out.
all I'm
What if we
saying.
kill Shithead and take his bones and carve shanks from his bones?
How long do you think that will take? We have 5 minutes.
I'm pretty sure our conversation has already taken 4 of those minutes.
We still have breakfast, but points being, I don't think it is enough time.
I agree. Well, you know, if you really think he'd be an asset, perhaps we can take him. I would rather never see him again in my life.
Again, if he has poison or shanks that are useful, and that he can be meat shields.
I have talons.
I hold up one of my feet and like wiggle my talons around.
Can I close my eyes and make like my not actually use it, but make my slight astral self appear where I have extra arms? I don't
Sure.
need weapon either. And it's only there for 2 seconds. I
Yeah.
don't need weapon either, but it would be nice for long range.
Oh, that reminds me of a friend I once knew. Anyway,
We don't have time for side tangents.
true.
Should I talk to Shithead or no?
Yeah, you can do what you want. I'm not too happy
Okay.
about having him along, but if it's the only way.
Better in number.
Yes.
Okay. I will end the mind link and I will attempt to establish a mind link with Shithead.
Alrighty. So you establish it, all right?
Hello, Shithead. How does he respond? We'll see how that goes.
And you just hear like birds chirping at first. They're just like, what the fuck? But
That is how he
It's-
communicates in his mind. Got it.
and then you just hear like a quick sharpness of almost like the bird dying. And then there's just silence. And then you hear, hello?
Hello, Shithead.
Wait, that was my people.
Shithead? Who's that?
That is what people call you. What is your name? I will call you by your true name.
I don't really remember. All I remember is being a dog.
Oh my god, I forgot about this.
Uh, what name do you like?
They've all been related to shit, it seems. But I'll just go with let's just go with Brody.
Okay, Brody. I do not know if you understand. There is about to be a very, very big fight where many, many people may die.
Mm-hmm. I heard that, but I don't think my body understood that.
We've kind of noticed. I've been hesitant to try and speak to you this way.
Mhm.
We think it would be best in numbers. Would you be
Mhm.
willing to side with us in order for protection?
Well, I would. I don't know if my body would. If you know what I mean.
Yes, I have seen the actions. They seem discombobulated.
Mm,
Do you your body seems to collect things, weird things. Do you
Mhm.
have anything that would be able to help you or us protect each other?
He has a lot of shit and
Yes,
shit balls.
we have seen that. That might be good
He's
for
like
keeping people away. People underestimate smell.
they it no, they're like actual baseballs of shit. From what I'm seeing right now, he's counting them currently. He's not counting them correctly, but he's counting them from what he does. And
He
then
does.
he also has this weird doll he made last night.
Do you
Um,
know anything about the doll? I have seen weird magics before. Is it anything like that or just a plaything?
I don't have a single clue. He was rambling on about it and then made it, but I don't know why. But yeah, no, he's counting his shitballs currently.
So you have no control over the body?
No,
Do you think there is anything we can do to help?
I don't think so. I'm just trapped in here. I've been in here for a while. I was in a dog, and then the dog died, and now I'm here.
Oh, okay. Well, if you gain control at any point, we will try and help you as much as we can.
And you just notice it like statics off. And then you just hear like a dog barking.
Alrighty, I think I will end the mind. I had a feeling that was the case, but I was very hesitant to try.
You did what you
But
could.
yeah.
Hmm?
You did what you could.
Yes. I mean,
no
y'all
harm.
don't know what the conversation was, but
I like to assume he said he's not coming.
uh, he says he can't control himself.
Oh, yeah, I can tell that just by looking
Oh,
at him.
we do not know if he is coming or not, but he has apparently many shitballs that are baseball size and hardness that might be
I
useful.
am not surprised.
Alright, well, I don't know what other planning we can do,
Have we
unfortunately,
already
except...
talked to Stucky?
Not really?
Let's go talk to Stakeen, make sure he's on board.
I mean, right now we're just speaking out loud. I'm assuming
Yes.
cell to cell.
I
We are
mean,
playing the telephone game.
You're allowed to
Except
walk
there's a
around. You're
gap.
not locked.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like you're
I
not
was
locked
thinking
in your cell.
Stakeen didn't
Just-
just
Okay.
stand there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What is Kipper doing in this time, out of curiosity, if everything's open?
So Kipper kind of walked back in and then walked kind of outside, and he's just leaning on the rail. And he's just like watching yet again. He's looking around. He's not writing anything down, but you know he's thinking.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not saying anything. He's just standing around chilling.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I have already invited him, so... he may or may not, so whatever. I guess we will all go over to Stockeen's cell, since I'm assuming Wade is already gone.
Oh yeah, Wade left the
Yeah,
second
he's
they.
been gone.
Yeah, it's like Wade skedaddled.
So I will, I guess, kind of wave my hand towards Kipper if he wants to join to try and talk about any type of plan.
He looks over and he just like he does the little like go on little hand like a little wiggle. He's like go on, and he like smiles at you, but he's just like go on. You're
Okay.
good.
Then I guess I will go over to Stockeen's cell. I don't know if Sanchi is joining, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Alright. Interestingly, Shitan is very coherent in his mind. He said his name might have been Bogey once. Unfortunately, he cannot control bodies, so we cannot rely on him.
Bogey? Bogey.
What? And Stakeen just kind of looks up and he's really confused.
Oh, I haven't done the thing for you. I'm gonna shut up and make a mind link. I'm like, I can speak in your mind.
Stay out of my head.
I mean, I
And
can't
he
read
just
it.
gives you the
I can't read your mind. I can only talk to your mind. You can talk to me in mind. That way, people don't hear what we say. Very good for planning.
you
And then
stay
I
out
will.
of my head. And he like looks at you with the most serious of expressions. I don't want you there.
Okay, as I end the mind link, and I'll actually say that out loud. Point is, I can communicate far without people hearing. But Kipper said he may join us if things get bad. Spear says he may be planning his own attack, but may come join us if things get iffy. But for the most part, it sounds like us three, yes, we'll have to watch each other's back.
Well, that's better than nothing, I guess.
Easy to watch back when there's more than one.
Do we know what happened to Lyric?
Spear said guards took him early. They liked him. Lyric didn't do anything particular, so he may have already been chosen for selection. I don't know. Spears did not know much about it. They just took him early without saying much.
They didn't say anything at all.
Nope, just came in and grabbed him.
And Stakeen just kind of looks at the floor.
Oh, so you do have a crush.
What?
Oh, nothing.
I'm sure he's okay. Stucky, it'll be okay.
I just teased. It was joke.
Joke all you want, but I don't think this is anything to joke about.
I mean, I would rather have fun in my last hours, if anything.
I mean, we've all lived through dangerous situations before. This is
I was
nothing
a
new.
slave for 4 years, so can't be much worse than that.
Yeah.
Threatened to be murdered every day if I did not do X, Y, or Z.
There's a chance you'll die any day. Might as well, take them as they come.
I mean, death is not the end for my kind. I do not fear death.
Everything can always be worse.
That's right.
That is
What a
true.
positive way to look
But
at it.
it can always be better, too.
What a
If
negative way
selection
to
is
look
not
at it.
drug tests, we get to go free. The question is, do we hide and wait for it to be over, or do we be proactive and try and fight? And if so, who do we take out? I mean, Tasha's group is 4, so if we 3 plus 1, probably Kipper survive. That is 8, and just get rid of everyone else.
I suppose that makes sense. If it comes to that, we can resort to that.
I was gonna say, by sizing people up, it seems like we would be better taking out Small Fry and avoiding Tasha's group if necessary.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if y'all have any better planned or suggestions. I don't particularly need a weapon to fight, so I'm not that worried about it.
I was trained by the military. Everything can be a weapon if you really care. If you really try.
My hands are a weapon enough. I don't think wasting time trying to find weapon is necessarily best, but poison would be good. Potentially. Long range would be good, but I don't necessarily see that opportunity arising. I don't think we've really talked. What is our strengths? I am very good at punching in close range. And sneaky. Well, not really sneaking. I'm actually not that good at sneaking,
Oh,
but
I'm good at sneaking. I'm very good at sneaking. Actually, these talents are mostly for show, though, so I actually do kinda need a weapon.
I will keep that in mind. So weapon for you. Sakin, you say weapon or no weapon?
I could do either or. I was trained in combat. So, like I said, military has kind of prepped me for pretty much anything. So,
I mean, if you go off of
searching
religious,
and finding is usually what they would resort to me as. I guess you would kind of call me an everyman. Good at a lot of things, not particularly best at one whole thing.
I like punching. It works best for me.
Sneaking's pretty good for me.
I lied. I am actually decent at sneaking. I'm not decent at stealing. That, hence why I'm here.
I see that.
It's actually really funny.
If you put a weapon in my hand, though, I can be very, very dangerous.
Okay, I will keep eye out for weapon for the two of you.
I can be a weapon.
Uh,
You can use me.
I can also
What?
catch things. I am very good at catch. So if anyone starts throwing stuff, let me know. I go catch it and give you weapon.
But I could also probably catch it.
Were you also trained in the ways of the monk?
Oh no, never mind. I misunderstood what you meant.
No, I'm good at snatching things out of air.
Oh, I'm good at, baseball.
Ah, I don't know that game. Sorry.
Yeah, my husband
I
and
see it
used
on
to play.
TV. I don't know the rules. You just hit ball with stick and run. I do not understand.
Yeah,
I don't see why
what
that's
I liked
fun.
about it. All right.
I am also good, very stealthy. I can get very
Yeah.
good back of the head hit.
Did they tell us where to go when we're ready?
I think we are going to breakfast.
Oh,
And with that, you guys hear the bell ring, and you hear over the intercom the good old just normal officer that's like, breakfast is served. And everyone starts to line out and walk on out of there. Do you follow?
Might
Yeah.
as well.
Can we take
All
a
right.
very quick second to examine some of the other prison cells, or perhaps even the guardhouse?
It doesn't look like it.
Okay,
It looks like
well,
they're kind of.
Then why ask?
You could. Yep. I mean, I didn't know if you guys were going to go or not and wanted to fight it. I'm given the choice.
I mean, it would
But
be good for hiding
Yeah.
and waiting it out.
you could definitely perceive around you to kind of get a quick glance on what's going on in
Yeah,
everyone's
let's
cell.
see
But
how many other people are choosing to not go to breakfast today.
yeah, go for it. Y'all could take a perception check. Why not?
Keen gets up, and as he's walking with everybody, he wants to listen to what the guards are talking about.
Absolutely. Make that perception check.
I would like to take a perception check to see who I need to size up and who would be
Yeah.
an easy target and who do I need to avoid.
Yeah.
Apparently, all of us are doing shit with our eyes.
Wow.
That's
Keen
So-
very much has a headache from everything that's been going on.
Yep. Sakin woke up with a headache today.
Yep.
Sanchi, you're looking around. Nothing looks too different in the cells. Nothing looks too much different. And Silent, you don't catch much of what anything really of like the people. They all look kind of normal, and you're like, maybe I don't know what these people could do. And with that, as you all walk to the lunchroom or the breakfast room, we are going to take a quick little 5-10 minute break, and we will be right back. Just a quick little break so we can all have a little drink of water, use the
Yeah,
restroom.
I'm gonna go grab my Wawa.
We're back. Hello.
Woo!
Thank you for waiting.
Whee!
Thank you, thank you. Wow. All right, folks. So you all get in the room, and you notice that immediately this room is packed. Normally, it's, pretty full with all of the people, but it's not. Every seat is taken. Some folks are standing. And can you all once again try to do a perception check for me?
I put my passive perception.
Could do that too.
Yeah, do you
But-
want passive or regular?
Whichever. If you
tried.
can
Perception.
Wow.
Ooh, that's not
Preferably
bad.
15.
It's fine.
Y'all
We're getting
are-
the
That's
bad
bad,
rolls
but
out of
not
the way
that
now.
bad.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
that's
you
exactly right.
notice immediately, I will say passively, you notice this room it looks like almost double the people are in here. And you notice some additional guards, about double the guards as well. And you notice there's a lot of guard faces you don't recognize. And the lunch people behind the wall, or the breakfast people, is a same crew, but they also have double the people back there, and they're serving up breakfast as fast as they can as people walk through. And yep, you guys are able to find a seat, thankfully. And you all sit down at your usual table, because it seems like everyone else is just talking or moving around, and you notice your table is empty and you snag it up real quick. And everyone else kind of that's usually here, but it's loud, so to overhear anyone talking passively will not really be a choice or available to you all, because it's just double the people. But yeah, that's what you guys walk into.
Hmm.
Okay, well,
Well, what's for breakfast?
I guess, yeah, Stakeen is waiting for breakfast.
Yep. So you all are in line, and you're all standing there, and you hear some people, and they're like just mumbling, I will say, in the back end. They're like, well, we're not on cell block C. That's not how we do it here. And the like lunch ladies are arguing about like how gravy is souped up or done. And they're just back and forth, like, well, it's not done this way. Are you sure? No, we don't do it that way on cell block B. We don't add the sausage every day. It's every other day. Well, we add ours every day. Well, that sounds like a you problem.
This
they're
is
just
something else.
they're just going back and forth about the sausage gravy
The
as they're
sausages.
as they're just scooping it up and tossing it down with like the biscuits and what have you. And you all get your breakfast and you sit on down.
Did I get the sausage?
I'm
Yes.
gonna sit over here, and Stakeen starts eating, but his hand's kind of on his head, kind of like still kind of his palm is massaging his temple, and he looks like he's staring daggers at Kermit the Frog over here. But nah, he just staring.
And you too?
Well, I mean, I'll sit at the table. I'm not gonna like it.
Right. Fair.
Guess we'll just watch whatever Tasha's doing.
All right. Okay. And Silent, what are you doing?
Okay, maybe now? Okay, now my
Yeah.
is working. I would like to wave over Kipper and Spears and Bucket in the general direction of Shithead, not directly and at him, but
Because you notice he's making like the gravy lava of like mashed potatoes and gravy, where you get like the little dino
Yeah.
nuggies. He's essentially making that, but with the biscuits. He's just like having a good time.
What
He's-
utensils were we given?
You guys were given a single spoon.
Cool.
Can you describe the trays? The lunch trays?
typical trays that you would get in like high school or middle school. The little
Material.
like
You gonna frisbee
styrofoam.
them over at Hank Hill?
So are the spoons plastic or metal?
plastic.
Crap. Okay.
Are the chairs bolted to the table?
Oh my god.
Yes.
Are the tables bolted to the ground?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, they are.
What kind of are the tables metal or wood?
Tables are metal.
Are the pillars bolted to the ground, Tori?
Yes.
Look, I
yes,
didn't see
they
what
are.
that's a
How are the
silly
lights
question.
at?
Kermit the Frog bolted to the ground, Tori?
That's a silly question.
How are
Kermit,
the,
The
nah.
answer is yes.
The person underneath him with his hand up his ass, yes, but not Kermit himself.
Kermit the
Uh,
Frog.
so
And
what
all
about
the
the
anim-
light? How are
the
the lights
lights-
affixed?
like typical lights to the ceiling.
Oh my god.
Like just a cord, or are we talking metal chain, or is that a pole?
It's a metal pole.
Okay.
The windows are also fixated there along with the bars on the windows.
Can I get to them to break the glass and use glass shards?
You'd have to
What about
jump
the
and
light
you'd have
bulb?
light bulb is protected by glass also. Has a little glass like
Usually
fixture.
there's a cage around the lights.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's like egg crate around it
Yeah.
for
Ah.
industrial lights.
Yeah.
So no apparent able to be used as a
Not
weapon.
just that, they're really tall. Like the ceilings are tall. So
Yeah,
Okay,
but I
we have
mean,
someone
that
who
doesn't-
can fly.
Yeah, I'm like,
True.
I don't care
I
about
know.
tall.
I know you don't
don't
talk. Who's
care
to
about
say you're
tall.
actually gonna go and grab a light bulb?
I
You're
don't know,
gonna
who
throw
knows?
the
Maybe
football
I'll...
shaped kid at the light.
Yes.
See, you got several of them.
Oh, with the perception check, I mean, my actual rolled is shit.
Yeah.
How many of these guys do I think I can confidently take out?
Oh my god.
In this one, I would say there's a few that you feel pretty confident about. Other than that, the rest of them are just standard dudes or turtles or
Does it look like I could
Amphibians.
beat up Naruto and our propane master?
Ooh, don't know about Naruto and Propane Master, but you might be able to get Kermit and Bob.
What about
Kermit and Bob's Arnold, yeah, Arnold would be easily,
I mean,
beat.
his head has the perfect shape for kicking. Come on.
True. And then Zatch Bell, you would
Not if
not.
you're Charlie
You feel
Brown.
intimidated by
Oh my
Zatch Bell
goodness.
almost.
Classic Zatch.
Okay.
Yep. He may or may not have a horse just come out crying at some
Where's
point.
Fulgore?
He was not in my low res drawings of the folks.
Unfortunate.
Yep. Cat would also be questionably. Oh, we're missing how did I miss him? Where's my boy?
Your boy.
Where's the boy?
The boy?
Stimpy from Ren and Stimpy.
Oh.
Let me just do one of those. Yeah, there'll be a couple
I
of them.
didn't even realize there was Franklin in the back.
Yeah, Franklin's here too. He's pissed. But
Why does
anyways.
Zatch Bell look like he's high and angry?
What are the other prisoners doing?
He looks like he has bug eyes.
I mean,
So,
that's Zatch Bell, though.
Yeah.
all the other prisoners are eating the normal NPC filler characters are most certainly just eating and like kind of talking. They're just all mumbling like, what do you think it means? I don't know what it means, man. I'm gonna just beat the shit out of bleepity scoopity scob. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you. And like anytime you do notice, I'll say all of this, anytime you notice hostility kind of start, all the guards like perk up. They are on high alert today. And for Tasha's table,
Wait, perk up like they're gonna do something about it, or perk up like fight?
Dang it.
kind of both, honestly. You see some perk up and like start to grab their little notebooks, and others immediately kind of take like a step forward and maybe like walk by, and then everyone like quiets down. Like they're very intimidating today to the NPC filler folks of the room.
Curiosity. Have we
Yeah.
made any friendships with any of these guards that don't seem like a piece of shit?
Not today. You notice there's a lot of new guards in today.
Okay, so no one that
So-
like would empathize and potentially give us a scoop.
No, not today. They
Okay.
all seem to be weirdly missing, you notice. A lot of the guards you haven't really seen before. There's a couple that you've seen, but none that are like here regularly enough. So, not on your block at least. But as you've gathered, you currently have 2 cell blocks worth of people in this one cafeteria.
Are any of the other nondescript NPCs looking like they're making any type of gang or group or anything like that?
You would notice probably the Franklins and the cats getting along together pretty well. You see a couple of them. Some of the Twirls are kind of gathering up to each other, and they're talking. They're talking smack to each other, like, "No, I'm gonna get you." Well, why don't we get each other? Huh? And then they like kind of realize they're slow on the uptake, but they realize they want to like get together. But you don't notice much strategizing. It seems like everyone's just kind of being very, what I will say, almost ignorant. They're not really thinking ahead either. They're being very simple minded in the sense of they actually trust what the guards say when they say we're going to get more information later. So, and anytime you see someone go up and ask, usually Kermit or Naruto, they're pretty much like, you'll learn after breakfast. And they're not giving any scoop away.
By the way, I'm still giving Spears my sausage.
That's fine. He takes it.
Okay.
As they've walked over to your table
Yeah.
and sat down with you guys. Actually, Spears would be on a different side because he has to forever be.
I will scoot
Eyeing
over. I
down
will let them
someone.
have the edge.
Yeah, he has to forever be.
I will give
eyeing
him my
down.
seat and my sausage.
All right, perfect. He takes it willingly.
Anyone
yeah.
have any ideas on how we should go about this? Just stay together and see how many pick each other off first, or
I think we
look like
maybe
you had a
want
vendetta.
a dark corner to, not be the first, like not. Sorry, I've been out of character this whole time.
Maybe we wanna avoid
Listen,
drawing anyone's attention also. Just keep out of sight when whatever happens.
watch, size people up first, see how it goes, pick off the weak, defend
Yeah.
from anyone coming over.
Mhm.
Sounds like a decent plan. So who do you have your eye on, Spears?
4.
You seem to have your eye on someone. Vengeance? Avoiding?
Romance?
Observing.
I mean, that's kind of what I'm saying is let the weak take care of each other, protect each other, fight if needed. Things get shit, try and find each other.
Depending how everyone's looking or acting, I think it's good to infer that they don't want anything happening to us yet, or else
That's,
they would have let the fights happened already.
I agree. Want us strong for whatever's next.
Mm-hmm.
Based off of rumors of things being tested, who knows if we're fighting each other or there's some sort of beast waiting for us. Who knows if the selection's already been chosen and this is just a test. Seen them writing.
I think it's up to us to determine the selection.
So do you
They
think
said
it's
8 survived.
true?
They're waiting to see who survives. And as they say, monkey see, monkey do.
True.
So they're waiting to see what the monkeys do would be the best act. And Kipper just kind of looks at him. He just has like this real puzzled fucking look. He's like, and he leans over to Sanchi. Does he talk normally this much?
No, Not usually.
Uh-huh. I mean, he seems smart at least.
He has been watching.
It's wise. He's been watching Tasha's group and he like kind of turns around and looks. He goes, "Looks like things are getting heated over there, but
Can we try and perceive what he means
Yeah.
by heated over
Yeah,
there?
what's it
yeah.
mean?
Yeah, you could definitely do it."
Let's try
And
again. See if I get
as
more than
you
the
all are
fucking five.
looking to see what's kind of
Nope.
going on, he's like, "Well, you see, I've been here long enough to know that Subblock C seems to be in here with us, which I find interesting because why is it only C? Where's D? Didn't D also blab their mouth or whatever is what the boss said? So wouldn't D also be in here? Is it the whole prison that's going through this, or is it just our blocks for talking?
I mean, I
And
feel
regardless,
if they empty the entire prison, someone would take note.
I don't know if
Eh.
that's necessarily true. I think that they're probably just doing 2 groups of 2.
maybe
That could be.
A and
either.
A
Would
and
they
T.
even care though?
That's the other issue.
I've been jailed for petty theft pretty much. Like, it's not that serious for me.
Then why
Yeah.
haven't you been bailed out yet?
Well, who's gonna
Because
bail
I have
out?
no one here.
That's my point.
True.
When you think
point,
about the
actually.
outside, they would take those who are the most vulnerable, wouldn't you agree? Those
Less
who
likely to be
can
missed.
afford to go missing.
Yeah,
True.
that's
It seems obvious. Instakin just goes back to eating.
I think what's more interesting here is Spears was stating they're waiting to see what the monkeys do, which insulting. I'd look much better than a monkey. But what gets me is you have the masses right now, all of them just kind of waiting. You have either the waiting game, you have us who's strategizing, and then you have the flip side of our strategy, and it seems like someone else, a different group, is strategizing the other way. Because while a lot of these faces are not fully familiar guard wise, everyone at Tasha's table right now is at the same level of Tasha in the other cell block. Because, every cell block has to have a little ruler or, person in
Kingpin.
charge. And in short, whatever they're discussing over there that we can't hear, and thankfully they can't hear us, is getting heated. Tasha's not liking something. His body language has changed, and I definitely fear for the other guy in cell block C right now because it's not looking good. But, you know, note how the guards are not stopping him, though. Interesting, right? They perk up over when all these other smaller fletchlings even slightly raise their tone.
They're watching just as much as Spears does.
Exactly.
Meat grinder. That's all I know.
maybe they're afraid of Tasha.
I would be too. The man killed many of his wives.
Mm-hmm.
That whole
But
table's that some of the
but I
nastiest
mean, the
fools in
guards.
here,
Maybe the guards themselves are also afraid of him.
as they should be. Wouldn't be his first time killing someone. He's injured numerous
I mean,
officers.
if killing guards is a way to go, that's certainly an advantage. If you can take out even a couple, you have their weapons.
Exactly.
That is a thought I did not think of.
If,
Do we try and disarm?
well, I'm a little. We cannot let Tasha be the only one. If Tasha's the first one to get the guards' weapons, it's kinda. It becomes a lot more risky to be not associated with him. In other words, if he's gonna attack a guard, we either have to make sure he loses, or we have to have we have to attack a guard as well, and do so quickly.
I mean, I am assuming there will still be many guards. Is it worth the risk of attacking when 120 will come? Even for a man of his stature?
Well, it'll depend on what happens if he does. If
It
he
will
gets
also
away with
depend on
it,
what is allowed.
yes, if he can get away with it, we can get away with it too.
True.
And Spears kind of pipes and he's like, I don't think he's gonna attack the guards.
I don't think he's that dumb,
I hope
especially
not.
with freedom that close.
I hope not.
He's not gonna risk losing to get back out. It's not his character. Yes, he is a brutish monkey, but he's more accurately of a lion. He's gonna stick around with the people that he has and he's gonna use them. That's what he does. That's why he had 3 wives.
I
And be
agree.
sure not to talk ill on them either.
Even though
That's what all
he
the
killed
guards
them?
did that he injured. I saw it happen with my own eyes once. He broke off a guy's arm.
So don't rile him up. Got it.
And Kipper kind of like smiles. He goes, I forgot you were here for that, Spears. Yeah, no, he ripped off a whole guy's arm because he talked bad. One of the guards talked bad about one of his dead wives, and he just yanked off the guy's arm. Haven't seen him since. But
I mean, it's hard to guard when you only have one arm.
exactly. But I mean, he could have gotten a desk job around here. He could have worked with the lunch ladies. They seem really nice. Their biggest debate is how gravy's made, it seems. But no, that whole group that he's with, not only did they have to deal with him, they also had to, show their worth and their usefulness to him.
Mm-hmm.
That's why there's only 3 of them. Not many get in.
I mean, one of them seemed rather vicious based off of your encounter the other day, Sanji.
Yes, that was a good time.
As
Again,
crazy it is, from what I've noticed and spoken with all of them, he made sure to get people that filled in his weaknesses. So looking at what they do will tell you where his weaknesses are if you're wanting to get on his side, but be real. He ain't pairing with no one but those 3 men.
I
And
mean,
those
yeah.
3 men can all kick ass in one way or
Well,
another.
that sounds like he has a lot of trouble with the ladies then, huh? And also with the men.
Mm.
I mean, do you see many ladies in here? There's what, 2?
Yep.
Yeah, I
It's
guess.
kind of crazy. Don't know if that's sexist or racist.
It's just
Or
a
are they
prison.
calling us ugly? I'm not sure.
It's just a fact of life. Women don't commit as many crimes as men.
Yes, but usually isn't there like separation or something?
Usually, but I guess we were just deemed too dangerous.
I mean, to be fair, in my land we didn't have this sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
We did therapy and talking instead, talking
Yeah,
through
see,
our
and what happened
problems
to
and
you?
rehabilitation. Uh, war. War happened to me. War
What?
happened to my family.
You're saying therapy didn't stop the war?
No, it did not. But we are our own community, so we did not interact with the main.
Anyway, Tori, it was
Yeah.
Tori, it was a little confusing what you were saying about uh who Tasha was getting angry at. So the cell
Yep.
block C is in here, like, is talking to
Yeah.
Tasha.
Yeah, essentially the cell block C version of Tasha is also in here.
Okay.
And there's a reason why they don't have tokens, don't worry. And
Oh,
yeah.
Are they also 4, or how many of them
Yeah.
are there?
There's about 4 of them as well. Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's a table of 8 currently.
Oh,
I see.
Yeah. And exactly how they're seated is roughly how they are, except all of the cell block C's people are on Tasha's side, his little henchmen, and vice versa. So they're directly across from each other.
Oh.
And as you all are talking about this, that, and the third, You guys kind of go back to like eating and just kind of watching, and almost in a blink of an eye, I will say, you just hear this loud bang, and immediately Tasha is on the table and their head henchman is on the ground, and you see all the guards swarm, and everyone that's kind of in this middle table just kind of zoinks. They're like, nope, I'm not being there anymore. And they immediately go scurrying to the back of the room, except for
They turn
Kermit.
into ants.
Kermit stays. He's just like, wow.
It's
My
just
and
tea.
crazy.
and you notice, as you all see on the floor, there's just
My tea.
and just immediate guards are everyone. Connor and Kilo both kind of jump up on the other side of the table, trying to grab Tasha, trying to like yank him off this other guy. And Wade's just sitting there, just watching. He's not moving as Tasha's literally on top of this man. And you just hear a squishing sound and wet over and over again as a good chunk of the guards, maybe only like 2 of them, do not go swarming as they finally get Tasha off of this man. He's immediately yanked out, and then you guys see, in a not so nice fashion, they just drag the body that's, in short, missing a head at this point. And they're like, "All right, all of you, breakfast is done. Courtyard, now." And they start to try to escort everyone out.
How exciting.
And Spears just has a smile on his face. And Kipper is just like, oh boy, let's go.
How unexpected.
And as you all are walking, you of course can talk about it. As we all get to the courtyard and everyone gets seated in to the cute, nice, fresh air of outside at least. And chilling. And as you all sit down next to each other in a bleacher like setting, probably this is your view from the bleachers, and everyone's walking in. Kipper sits near you guys. Spear sits a little like he sits in like a row ahead of you. And you see that good old probably Kilo and Connor, they all sit a bit further away. They're still together, and Wade is off near Spears. He's sitting like next to Spears at this point and near all of you. And as everyone's filing out, you guys see the boss, the warden herself, kind of getting on this like platform over here. Do you guys want to say anything?
I walk over to Wade.
Alrighty. And he's sitting there and he's like kind of cleaning off, like he's trying to like wipe off his shirt. Maybe he's like taking off the outside jumpsuit.
We'll see
Trying to
here.
yeah. And he looks up, he goes, "Hello, Stakin."
What was that all about?
Ah. Oh, you mean Tasha?
Seem to have a shorter fuse than normal, don't you think?
Yeah. And like you could tell Wade wants to say something so bad. He goes, "Yeah, something like that. Sure."
You're not telling me something.
Yeah. You don't have to be as, intimidating, Stakeen. As he just like kind of looks away, trying to look very flirtatious. Like, ooh, you don't have to be like this. But he was just angry, you know? Some people just get angry at
Everything?
sentences quickly. Maybe something was said that shouldn't have been said.
Like what?
Oh, just some.
And instead of standing, he just sits down with Wade and Spears.
It's kind of difficult to say. You know how it is, Stakeen. I'm loyal to his group, and as I'm usually the public speaker of that group, you know there's things I'm not allowed to say, right?
I don't understand. Do you understand what's going on?
I have a good idea of what's about to
Uh,
be said. Yeah, I do. Yeah. Um, it's things are gonna happen for sure. Mhm.
like
Are we
what?
allowed to ask for a truce?
Are you
Uh,
over here?
you all are very close. You're like a row apart from each other.
Yeah.
They're literally behind you guys.
Yeah.
So they all kind of hear it.
Yeah, we
He's
sat down in the bleachers near each other,
yeah.
and he's for some reason near us, so
I, in short, let's just say you know, it things are difficult to talk about because the more I say, the worse it's gonna be for our cell block, you know? It's
I
what
turn
got
to
us in
Wade
this
and I
predicament.
whisper really, really low. I don't think you understand that I know better than most people the predicament we're in.
And he just kind of like swallows and he's like, I will protect you tonight, don't worry. And he like whispers that very, very quietly as well, right back at you. And then he kind of kisses your cheek. But the warder then walks out.
In
At that
fact, he just kind of flings back a little bit and he just goes, he's just looking back and forth, a little confused.
and he just like smiles, and of course you then notice that Connor is looking back right at Wade at that moment and just shakes his head and goes forward, and he just like sighs a lot, and of course Spears is like very uncomfortable being near Wade. He does not feel good. Like you could his little leg is like shaking and everything. Like he is like on the edge of his seat, like barely on the bleacher. He has like maybe half of a butt cheek on the bleacher, like hanging off nearly of the bleachers, hardly sitting. But Silith and Sanchi,
Yes. We're just waiting for the warden.
yep.
all right.
Okay,
And
I
at
turn to
the
Spears real quick.
mm-hmm.
Cause I kind of pick up on that he's uncomfortable. Are you okay?
And Wade just like kind of interjects. He's like, "Do you mind if we switch seats, Stocking? Could you be in the middle?"
No. Why?
Well, clearly he's uncomfortable sitting next to me, and you need to talk to him. So I could just move.
Fine. Do what you want.
And he just like squiggles under you as you like stand up to take his seat. He just like wiggles under and he sits down. And then you notice like Spears kind of gets like closer to actually sitting. He goes, I don't like their group.
What about their group?
The man just smashed someone's head in like a watermelon, and the one you're sitting next to smiled.
Is that all you don't like?
Eh. He just like shrugs his shoulders and doesn't speak any further on it.
Sakine just kind of raises an eyebrow
Mm-hmm.
and just kind of sits back a little bit.
That's
Okay,
fair.
you don't want to talk.
That's fair.
I don't want to have to be here to listen. And he gets up and just kind of walks over by a wall and sits down in the dirt.
Wade just
Can
looks
I-
over.
Abandon him.
Can I attempt to make a mind
He's
link
over
with
here.
Wayne?
Yeah, of course.
Are you afraid of Tasha? And And this is in your mind. Do not worry, no one can hear us.
I'm not afraid of Tasha.
That's
I'm worried about what my words will do to the cell block and Tasha's group that I am loyal to.
I am just saying, if you are worried of words getting out, it is in our mind. No one can hear. I am willing to assist if need be.
No
you know
truces
something.
will be called.
That's kind of what I figured. Tasha does not seem like the man to do so.
Correct.
I was
And my
just saying,
loyalties are with him.
just did not seem like you were particularly happy to be there.
Hmm. I don't like being asked questions when I say I cannot speak.
That's fine. But we are not speaking out loud. I am just saying, if things go bad, if you lose your protection, we will happily take you. I understand you will not accept as things are, but if things change,
Mm-hmm.
I will say that much. If things change, if someone wants to prove a point and try and take them out and is successful, we are willing
Mm-hmm.
to take you. I understand again. I know your loyalties are elsewhere.
Mm. Mm-hmm. All right. And at that point, outside of the door, the warden walks out with an egregious amount of guards, especially after the most recent. And you also notice through one of the sets of double doors, I'll probably say the further one, you notice Tasha is fully strapped up, just straight jacket and all, and also equally egregious amount of guards on him as he stands out towards probably, I will say, we'll pull out his little token. Why not? These are all my NPCs. I don't need them. None of them are. Well, they're all here, but he's over here in a straitjacket, chilling with a bunch of guards. Handcuffed and all, though he's in a straitjacket. The guy's feet cuffed as well. He's locked down. He might as well be strapped up to like one of the boards at this point. And as she walks out and she's like, "Good afternoon, cell block B and C. In preparation of the selection I spoke of this morning, we will be delaying the start of this due to some internal disagreements. I cannot go further, but for this week, you will be relieved of all of your job duties. And after the meals are served, you will be able to go directly into the free time given and provided. What you choose to do with that time is up to you. If you would like to come out here and train, you're more than welcome to train. If you want to be in the library to read, you can be in the library to read. Or if you want to do laundry, you can, of course, do laundry. But I would recommend you use that time wisely, because after that time, there will be daily tests to test your mind, your strength, and overall any other additional skills. The purpose of these tests are to see if you're qualified for what will be your ticket to freedom. Some of these tests may have you work in groups, some will have you be solo. The rest of today is yours as soon as I leave the courtyard. I hope you all have a good week, and I will see you later. And she turns around and she walks right back inside. Tasha is brought back inside, and everyone else just sits there. And Wade sighs heavily, as if there has just been a weight lifted off of his chest. And he immediately stands up, stretches, walks over to Connor and Kilo, who both kind of look at him. Connor kind of just smacks him on the back of the head, and they immediately go to weightlifting.
Oh, so the weights are here.
Yep, weights are outside. Yep. And they start a weightlifting. Wade does more so stretches though. He's like doing the splits and shit. Like he's just like really stretching out his body while the others
describe the weights, the weight equipment.
They're exactly as you see. They're like barbells.
Yeah, okay. I'd like to steal one of the plates.
Oh my god.
I mean, currently, right now, people are using them. So
I'm
do
very
you?
sneaky.
Okay. Well, they're actively lifting them. So
Yeah,
if you're
all of
wanting
them.
to,
There's usually a bunch of plates.
Yeah, extras
yeah,
on the ground or whatnot.
yeah.
In a jail?
I
Mm,
mean, you still have
There's
to
a
have
few
more weight to
sets.
put on.
Yeah, but there's also several other people outside that may be walking around. But you can definitely try if you want to go inside immediately after or
Sure.
what have you.
I would like to sneak first and then
Okay.
slide one of the. It doesn't have to be that heavy of a plate.
Yeah.
Maybe like a 2-pounder or 5-pounder, like in my ship.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. Go for it. All right, you sneak in for sure.
And then sleight of hand to steal it.
Yep. Alrighty, I'll say you definitely grab one, and you notice as you're doing it, like Connor is let's whip him out here. He's right here, and you just kind of walk by and you casually grab one, and you notice as you grab it and then just kind of like not necessarily look around in like a suspicious manner, but your guys' eyes meet, and he just like winks and then continues
Wink
lifting.
back.
He just smiles and shakes his head, and Kilo's just like, "Hey now, Connor!" And he just like slaps his thigh, and he's like, "What?" And they just like get into a weird tiff, and you then notice Wade probably
Do I get the
near
feeling
them
they're
as
a
well.
couple? I don't know if it's
Absolutely,
Okay.
absolutely, you get that vibe.
Yeah. I don't know if
It's
that's
almost
already common knowledge to everyone, but
they are at each other's hips in a very coupley
I see.
way, I would say. And then Wade's over here doing his stretches. I need to make him a symbol. I need to make his own little like thing. I just keep forgetting to do so. And then Tasha's not out. Shithead will be over here in the corner chilling. And
Just in a
Spears could
corner.
be yeah, and then Spears will still be on the bleachers, we'll say. And you all are outside. Do you immediately walk inside, Sanchi, or
No, I mean, I'm not gonna be too suspicious with it. I'm gonna,
yeah,
yeah, I'm gonna
act
wait
like you're
for
lifting
everyone
weights?
to, yeah.
Just lifting it up, doing
No,
arm
you know,
curls?
I'm gonna sit at the table and like, I'm not gonna stay near where I pilfer the weight.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm gonna do some acrobatics on the bar.
All
what you
right.
see, the gymnast thing where I'm just like spinning around multiple times.
Go for it. Yep. Spin
Do weird
around.
pull-ups and that sort of thing.
Yep.
Acrobatics, not athletics.
Yes,
Yep.
acrobatics.
Let me get that acrobatics check. Let's see how you doing on your training.
Nah,
Oh,
Middle
no.
of the
very
road.
very middle of the road. What
Very
about
middle.
performance?
Ooh.
Can I do trapeze performance style stuff? Do I do
Ooh.
better with that? Not much.
Nope. Not much.
Not
You're-
much.
You're adding some flair, but
I
nothing,
do get the advantage, but
Yeah. You're adding flair, but nothing of great note.
You pull out
apparently
like
I'm out of
leaves
shape.
from your pocket to make like kind of ribbons.
Ah, yes, I'm just doing a ribbon dance. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's been a hot second since I've decided running was a good idea.
Maybe. Maybe. And you notice like the rest of the masses are all kind of like, well, what does that mean? Oh boy. And they all just kind of like majority of them kind of filter in, but then there's a few who are doing like we'll just say calisthenics. They're just doing like some of them are playing hoop. Some of them are like sitting at the tables and they're like, oh, like just casually talking. But what would you guys like to do? I know Silith is spinning on the pole. Sanchi, you've
God, that
decided to
sounds so
sit.
much wrong. I am not stripper dancing. I am a gymnast. I'm an entertainer, but not that type of entertainer. Maybe a little bit, actually,
Dig
but
the hole. Dig the hole deeper.
Are there any of the like less important prisoners that trade in stuff? You know, usually there's like
Oh, you're looking
prisoners
for the
that
merchant.
know how to get stuff in, like
Yeah,
cigarettes and
you know
stuff.
what?
You know?
Cigarettes.
Yeah, we've all seen Shawshank.
Give me a number 1 through 9.
8.
Cool. So you see the the resident sneaker merchant Franklin standing over here, and he's standing on the wall in the darkness. The other Franklin goes inside. The other turtle goes inside, and you walk on up to him, and he looks at you, and he goes, "What you buying?"
What are you selling?
Something.
A lot of good deals on sale,
Sales.
stranger.
That's
Exactly.
Sanchi's voice is just that low for that one exchange.
Stranger.
Oh, I miss that merchant so much. For those who don't know, it's Resident Evil 4.
Mhm. So
But
just
anyhow,
sneakers or
yep. So he's like, "What do you need?"
Mm, I'm just seeing if you can get something in, or is it, or have your usual routes kind of tied up?
Mm. What do you need?
I could go for some shoes that have some steel toes.
Mm. You know, it's a hard bargain for me to get any shoes, let
Well,
alone steel toes.
I thought that was your specialty, was getting shoes.
Not shoes. Get a lot of other
Something else?
things snuck in here, but not shoes.
Like what then?
You know, the usual.
Alright. So how do you
You
think
know,
the
some
news is gonna...
peaches.
Peaches?
what does he mean by
Mm-hmm.
peaches? Sir?
Millions of
I'm gonna
peaches.
kick you.
I know your other
Oh,
campaigns. Those are not peaches. Those are sleepy peaches.
Exactly. In short, peaches are always what we deem as what was originally roofie dust, but then they're just roofie peaches,
Oh.
is what we call them. So he literally just gets in. He will ask for peaches, and people will shove some stuff inside where the pit should be,
Oh.
etc., etc.
You're from the Thieves Guild. You should know this.
Yeah, you know what peaches are.
Yeah, I mean, I have Thieves' Cant. I assumed Sanchi knows. I don't know.
Yeah. No, you're good.
Hmm.
And what would it take to get some peaches?
Mm. Right now, things are pretty tight with all of this going on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't imagine they're going to allow us to have visitors anytime soon.
Yeah, that's what makes the peaches more valuable, huh?
Usually. I currently have 2 left.
Mm, how much? What do you want for them?
Mm. Got any weapons?
Mm, you know they don't let us have weapons.
Listen, I think it's a fair trade, weapon for a weapon. I give you something that knocks someone out, and you give me someone that knocks someone out a little bit more permanently.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, that seems like a bad deal for me, huh?
Mm.
The permanent knockout seems more powerful.
Yeah, but mine's much more, up your alley of stealth.
Hmm. I mean, if you're stealthy, anything's up your alley.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was just looking to see what you had.
I have that in a deck of cards.
Ooh, a deck of cards. That's... You should have led with that.
Mm-hmm.
Still not that interested.
Alrighty then.
What if I gave you a feather? With a feather, you can use a feather for a lot of things, you know.
Like,
Like writing a letter, or stabbing someone with the sharp end.
Stab him in the eye.
In the eye.
and he's like, and so why do you need what I have?
Um, well,
If you have, just,
like you
are
said,
you
peaches
molting?
are... like you said, beaches are a good weapon as well.
Mm-hmm. Can you
Alright,
show
then.
me one of these stabbing feathers you have?
I pull out a feather from my wing. Also, is
Ouch.
this? Ouch! What do you mean? Birds just always like stab their beak into their wing and yeet out a feather. What do you mean, ouch?
Yeah, I mean, ripping off a hangnail still hurts.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's
You
true for
still
birds.
bleed.
I don't know if.
Yeah, it still hurts.
Can they just yank
Does
away?
To be
I feel
fair,
like
okay,
they're
okay.
always fucking.
So I learned a lot about birds when my mom had a bird. So when birds get new feathers, they actually have a layer on top of them that they have to rip off in order for it to get all floofy. It's kind of like a
Mhm.
shell on top of their feather. So usually that's more of what they're doing. It's taking off that top layer or pruning out, like, they're also kind of like teeth where some come in underneath it. So they're taking out the ones that are ready to fall out, just like baby teeth.
And how frequently are they getting new ones?
It depends on the species. I believe about once a month.
Yeah, so I mean, once a month I have feathers that are,
Ready to go.
reusable. I'm sure that this is as good a time as any to, yoink one out for the guy.
Pour one out for the boys. Cold one out for the boys.
Correction. Owls are once a year.
Cool.
Well, all right then.
I mean, I did just have the audacity, though I knew the answer to Google if it hurt birds when feathers are plucked. The answer is yes.
Yes.
All right.
Yes, it does. That is
Well,
why
I could
people
still-
usually clip them, not remove them, because the
Yeah.
ends are not painful.
Yeah.
Well, I can
Out of
still.
curiosity, do they clip your wigs in prison? There's no net up here.
I mean, I'm sure they just give me like a heavy leg weight,
Yeah.
That or just have guns ready to gratata.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. The Ratatas are out there.
I was thinking about that earlier too. I was just like, I'm not gonna ask in case there's just like gunmen constantly pointed at my head. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure I can bite the bullet and pull out a feather for this guy. What's
All
one
right.
feather?
Yep. So you do a little youch, and you yank one out, and he inspects it, and he goes, "Can I test it on you?"
I'd rather not.
All right. And he kneels down, and he like motions you to kneel down with him. And he sprawls out his hand, his like 4 fingers or what have you. And he starts to play that like game where people
Mhm.
would like quickly go in between their hand with like a knife. He starts playing that with like his little fingers or his little toenails, whatever the hell turtles have. And then he like accidentally stabs, quote unquote, accidentally stabs himself. Actually, let's just roll a dex check. Let's see how good he's doing. 1d20. How you doing, Franklin?
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, no, he stabs himself like fully. It's almost instantaneously, and he just stabs it down. And it does hold a little bit of weight, but it does crinkle under. And
Yeah.
he's like, didn't penetrate my skin, Sanchi.
Ah, well, it was worth a try.
Mm-hmm.
I leave.
And he's just like, all right. And he just tosses it on the ground. And you see Shithead kind of like crawl on all fours over, pick it up, wiggle back over to his weird sandcastle that he's been building this whole time. And just building a little castle.
I'm not sure how much
And
I
he
like
has-
him having one of my feathers.
And you see he puts it on top.
I mean,
of the
depending how
castle.
long you've been in the prison and you just shed them,
Yeah.
are you picking up every single one every time you leave your room? What if one fell down in the middle of the night?
I know. It's
That's
very
almost
sad.
creepy to think about. Just like your creepy roommate being like, "Ah, yes, your hair. You, one of your hair fell down.
I feel
Oh,
like
I'm
it's
gonna
more like
sniff it.
my toenails.
I'm gonna sniff it."
It's less like hair and more like toenails, right?
It would be, or
Something
anytime
like
your
that.
talons like get too long and you clip them, and he has it.
Oh, you think
Is
I'd
your-
clip my talons?
I was
Maybe.
gonna say I don't know how
File
birds' talons work. If they're like cats, where it's like the shell came off. If
Yeah.
you just collect your little sharp little end caps.
Yeah.
Or I wonder if the nurse has to trim them for you. Like,
Oh yeah,
You know
just for
what, let's-
safety.
Yeah. You know what? Let's
pluck
see.
someone's eyes out with that.
I mean, I'm well
Bird
behaved. I'm sure they would allow me to
talons.
go without.
Like, I don't even know what to Google. Like, I don't like, do bird talons
Need to be
fall
clipped.
off? Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I thought they did.
I don't know. Without routine filing or trimming, toenails may become. Wait, these are toenails. Oh no, this is beacon nails. Okay, may become long, very sharp, and or flaky. Overgrown nails may become caught or trapped on toys, clothing, and parts of the cage.
Yeah, but that's not really.
Yeah, I need
That's
like
just
in the
regular
wild.
animal stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, in the wild. Most parrots in the wild are naturally active during the day and sit on a wide variety of perches of varying diameters or textures. This variety of surfaces, along with ordinary preening and grooming behavior, wears down their nails, and they do not overgrow or become misshapen. So,
Oh, there you go.
as long as you're using your hands and toesies, this should naturally start to go down.
Well, I do use my hands and toesies.
Yep. I guess you're good. They do not clip off.
It's actually interesting because as an owlin, I don't believe I have natural weapons.
Yeah,
But
no,
I should
you
have
don't.
talons and a beak.
Yeah, you definitely have a beak. I think, well, no, because I guess the little owlins have arms as well. They have
Yeah,
arms
I have
separate to
arms
their,
and wings
Yeah.
and legs.
yeah, yeah.
Presumably, the arms and the legs presumably have talons. I don't know.
I think you have the silent feathers where Aarakocra has the natural talons, so I think it's more
Yeah.
of the give and take.
Yeah. I think owlins, they just have normal handsies though. They don't have
I
like
mean,
too crazy
yeah, but like normal handsies have nails on the end of
nails.
them,
Yeah,
and since I'm a bird, presumably those nails would be talon.
yeah.
Usually talons are on the feetsies, not necessarily the hands.
Okay,
True.
name an animal that has talons with hands.
An owlin. No.
Okay, but
Iguana,
a what?
but they don't have wings. Iguana
Uh-huh.
kind of have
Ooh.
talons. Reptiles, but you're not a reptile. You're a bird, and birds.
Okay, maybe name an animal that has talons and also fingernails.
Alligator?
Does an alligator have talons and fingernails?
They not one the same if they're at the end of the finger?
Well, that's the point I'm trying to make.
Do bats?
Ooh, that's a good one. Bats.
I don't think they technically count as
Because
having hands because their wings are their hands.
well, they have okay, so they have their weird little claw thing. I mean, to
The
be
thumb.
fair, all birds' hands are wings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
except for owlins, which are not
Yeah.
real, but
Exactly.
anyways, I
arms,
digress.
actually.
This isn't an important point. It just
That's
maybe
fair.
logically kind of lacks. Maybe my talons are weak.
Yeah, it looks like bats have nails, and then they have their single like thumb claw or talon-esque thing. I don't know the anatomy of bats. You think I would as a goth chick, but I do not know the anatomy of bats.
Hold on, when I search bat nails, I just get nails that are bats.
The goths took over the internet.
Bat anatomy. How about that?
How
I
about
feel like that would be less precise.
Look, just calls
Well,
it a thumb, and then it says 5 toes and claws. So
Yeah, but presumably the
regardless.
claws are not on the hands, they're on the toes. Anyway, regardless indeed.
Regardless. So as the day goes on, everyone's kind of doing their own thing. It's then getting close to Sleepy Slew time. And they send you all back inside. They're like, courtyard's closed. And they send you all back to the prison block where you all get to be. This is kind of a better look of where your guys are at and what have you. And as you all are there, going back to your cells and whatnot, you notice that again, a lot of things are missing and what have you.
So
You
how
get
did they bring the books back? If all the books were moved, did they just put a pile on the floor?
pretty much, you notice like 6 books. Like it's a very low amount. If you guys want to roll perception when you get back in here.
Yeah, because I might
So,
try and swipe the dictionary yet again.
yep. All right. All right. Is anyone else wanting to peek around?
They said we're getting
Uh,
tested on intelligence, and if I can't communicate in their language,
True, true.
Sure.
Alrighty. And Stakin.
nah.
All right, you just going straight back to your cell?
Yep.
Alrighty. And you go back into your cell and sit on your bed or wherever you want to sit. And you two notice that there is 6 books. One of them is the dictionary. Oh
They
Woo!
were
oh
fired.
boy,
Wait, do I get
my
my plate
favorite
in with me?
read.
boy! Your plate?
Yeah,
Your weight.
the weight.
Oh, the
weight.
weight.
Well, the
Yeah,
weight
you
plate.
do.
Great.
You get it in there with you.
Excellent.
And you notice everyone else get inside, and you notice all of Tasha's group kind of just huddled together. Tasha's no longer strapped up or anything. He's free to reign. And what have you. You notice all the little NPC fillers just kind of walking around being like, "Oh no, things are happening."
Damn, there's
And
really no
whatnot.
consequences for killing the guy.
And Kipper kind of looks over and he's like, "Oh no, there was consequences, I'm sure."
Oh, sure.
As he walks into Spears's cell at this point. But yeah, no, everyone's kind of doing their own thing at this given time. Everyone's just kind of settling down as it starts to get dark. Is there anything you guys would like to do before sleepy slew time?
I mean, secure my would-be weapon. Like, make sure it's on my person
Yeah.
the whole time.
Yep. And you notice as you turn around, you realize Shithead is inside now. He like kind of sneaks in behind you. And you notice he's like hunched over and he's like he has his like shirt kind of like cupped and he's like really trying to guard something as he like waddles inside to his weird paper nest. Do you try to take a peek at what
Yes.
he's okay? You notice he's trying to carry in his sandcastle so it doesn't break.
Oh.
And he's
Uh-huh.
just like and as you look at the sandcastle, you notice that it looks like a castle on the outside, but then you like remember like there's like a flash of something that makes you recognize that he was building a sand version of the courtyard. And he then like gets inside and like you notice he's like then taking off his shirt after he sets it down on the bed. He's like like weaseling himself outside of his like loose tank top that he has, and he like just now the shirt is just under permanently, and he no longer has a shirt on. And you notice the back of his back has a bunch of scars on it and whatnot. And he's just looking, and then you notice he has like these weird little twigs. They're very flimsy twigs. They're not going to be useful. And they're like little people. And he's just like placing them up in places. And he's just like looking around and goes, I like salt. And then he just kind of like weasels back into his little hobbit hole and his sand quote unquote castle. And that's what you witness of Shithead.
Do the guards let me take the dictionary to the room?
Strange.
Yeah, they do.
Cool. I'll
Yep, they're not
take
doing
that.
anything. Yep. Sakin, is there anything you would like to do or just go straight back?
Is Wade in there with me?
He is not at this time.
Okay.
He is with Tasha's group.
Hmm.
But he will be coming in shortly since you know it's sleep time.
Okay. Stakin waits up for Wade. but he's just kind of laying in his bed, kind of thinking
Mm-hmm.
as he's waiting for Wade. But to speed it along, essentially what he's going to tell him is, you promised to protect me tonight. I want to make sure you do that, and no weird stuff.
And Wade like looks back at him once he does finally get in, and this small conversation happens, and he goes, "Of course."
And Stakeen just kind of looks at him real seriously, and then rolls over.
And you could tell, like, as you roll over and like maybe close your eyes to go to bed, and all of you notice this once you guys go to lay down and be quiet, there is a sense of tension in the air. And immediately, you just get this weird sense that something's up because all of your guys' roommates are perched up. Kipper's at the door. Even Shithead comes waddling out, and he's like right at the door. Wade is at the door, and you even can see Spears. Maybe you have a
Always
feeling.
at the door.
Yeah, he's never left really the door. He never leaves. But you notice they're all up. Wade suddenly has a weapon with him. You notice Stakeen as you like look over because you hear him rustling around anyways. But he has now a weapon. And at that point, the lights turn off. And you all notice that while the doors were closed, you never heard them lock. And that is where we end tonight's session.
Oh, great.
Ooh.
Yeah. You guys can still see. But lights are off.
Oh shit, I'm too human to actually have dark vision. I didn't know that.
Oh
Ah,
shit.
sucker.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Oh no.
Before we end, am I allowed to make
Sachi,
a
I
deal
need you
with
to
Kipper?
be my eyes.
Can I make a deal with Kipper to take
Yeah.
like shifts on night shift?
And
Like,
he
I'll
looks
watch.
at you and he's like, "Don't worry about it. Just get me a good breakfast tomorrow, okay?"
Okay, you can have
And
all
he
of
just
my.
like rustles your hair a bit and kind of like sits you back down on the bed and smiles.
Should they be more nocturnal anyway?
You might be, but you notice Shithead's up and about. Do you really want to be up and about with Shithead?
I mean, in
I
this
mean,
case, I
the
think we
door's
both
didn't
are.
lock. You can come room with us.
In this case, I think
True.
we both die.
Oh, good point. That's not what I said, but good point.
Oh my god.
That's
Alright.
actually great.
Bye.
Yes, fine. Goodbye.
Toodles.
Bye!